Yeah, welcome to this session, this micro teaching session. And the title is Collaboratively Developing Diagramming Applications with Diagrams.net. So without further ado, let us begin. So some of the context for this session is developing digital capabilities. And in that aspect, you can take the JISC Discovery Tools survey, and that will give you this nice overview of your digital capabilities. Within that, you can see my overview here. Within that, I decided to focus on this bottom quadrant, specifically digital collaboration, as one of the aspects of the digital capabilities framework. So let's just describe what digital collaboration is, and then think about how this fits into the context of the tool that I'll be exploring. So digital collaboration is the ability to take part in digital teams and working groups to meet specific goals using shared tools and media. And that may sort of make sense initially. I mean, we're very used to working since COVID. We're very used to working with Zoom, with Microsoft Teams. We're all using email. So digital collaboration is kind of something that we're doing all the time. But it goes beyond some of those initial things that we might think about. And digital collaboration actually involves breaching other boundaries and differences in various other aspects. So firstly, distance, being able to work across the world, language and linguistics, the ability to communicate with different language abilities and across different languages. Digital collaboration also involves breaching boundaries of technical as well as intellectual ability. Everyone has different experience levels with digital tools, and therefore we need to accommodate for all participants in that respect. And also social and cultural aspects. This is something that is quite I would say sort of the past 5 years or so, quite a hot topic in the tech industry, in software development, thinking about what is the sort of social and cultural implications of the software we're developing. Is this software inclusive? Also, that reaches into sort of disabilities as well. So there's we can think about all of the ways in which individuals could potentially be excluded from collaborating, and all of those sort of collaborations can be included in the ways in which we can try and facilitate collaboration. And so we're going to be using that sort of context of digital collaboration to have a look into this, this tool, Diagrams.net, to understand it in a bit more detail, how it can help us out as teachers. So let's look at the overall objectives. We want to develop our digital capabilities in practice. We'll also understand how Diagrams.net can enhance digital collaboration. And we're also going to contextualize Bloom's taxonomy within digital collaboration enhancement. And so Bloom's taxonomy might be a new topic for our participants. So I will briefly cover that first. So Bloom's taxonomy is a way of quantifying the different ways in which we learn, from the sort of low order thinking skills. For example, remembering, we'll be focusing on the Bloom's modified taxonomy. From remembering to understanding to applying that knowledge, analyzing, evaluating, and then finally creating. In the extended digital taxonomy, we also talk about sharing, and that comes back into the digital capabilities we saw earlier. And what we're going to focus on in this presentation is the higher three levels. So analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So how this digital tool can help us collaborate through creation, evaluation, and analyzing the topic that we are looking into. So let's then go into our tool. So we're looking at diagrams.net here. This is an open source technology. It's easy and relatively simple to use. It enables real-time collaboration, has secure storage, and highly interoperable with other softwares. So I'm going to just show you now on my screen what this software looks like and do a short little explanation. So when you get started, you have the opportunity to create a new diagram or work on a previous tool. You can also store your data on various cloud platforms or other places. For the moment, we're going to work with Google Drive and create a new diagram. And you can see at the outset, there are very many templates which we can use for various different diagrams. We can even use the smart templates to describe a kind of diagram that we're looking for, and it will help us to find it. But for now, let's go for a simple organizational chart and create that. So this is the interface here. You can see a few aspects, for example, selecting different shapes that we might want to include, more advanced shapes, and also the ability to, for example, change the style very easily, rounding our edges, creating nice diagrams, and so on. The features are quite extensive as well. We can also create, for example, relational database management systems and quite advanced graphics, but we can also do, to some degree, relatively simplistic diagrams as well. Now, on top of this, we can include comments. So in terms of digital collaboration, these are some of the features that I'm focusing on. So firstly, we have commenting. So we have the ability to add and create comments on this workplace if we wanted to, for example, give feedback to our peers, to our students, or for me, sometimes if I'm giving, say, feedback to a student to guide them in a certain direction. How about you change this aspect? How about you think about this particular problem? So we have the commenting feature. On top of that, we also have share at the top here. So this is very similar to sort of Google Docs in the sense that you can, maybe it takes a little bit of time to load, but you can essentially share this document with your peers so that you can work on it simultaneously. It's not loading right now, but we can maybe try and set that up a bit later. But it essentially works in a similar, you get a link or you send your emails and you share it. One other aspect I would like us to be aware of as well is just that in the extras, for example, we have a very large language kit. And these are all actually community-driven languages. So the community can contribute to the language list. if the language is, for example, not currently here. So 3 main features just to talk about briefly for the moment in terms of collaboration: the commenting, the sharing, and the language feature. So everyone can even work on different languages. Although they're sharing the same chart, they can work in their own separate language.